Hello everybody, my name is Ray Kagitsky and I'm the lead on GAKU Engine. GAKU Engine is an open source school management system with a purpose. Modern education is really focused on quantifying students, grading and ranking students on a very specific set of subjects and in a very specific way. Programs like Common Core in the US are just going to make that worse. It's going to make it so that students are only ranked and graded and quantified on what a committee thinks that they should know. And while standardized education is great in that it has helped educate a lot of people, it really fails in allowing for neurodiversity and students with different interests. For your future school career to be dependent on how you do in certain subjects which might not apply to you at all. How well you do in history shouldn't be what excludes you from getting into a good university if you want to study physics. How well you do on an exam might not reflect, probably won't reflect how much of the material you actually know or how good at a skill you actually are. So GAKU Engine really takes the idea of first supporting a standardized education, because we need to support a standardized education in a school management system. We need to be able to give students grades. We need to be able to rank them and grade them as the local government standards need us to be able to, because if we can't do that, then schools can't use the system, and there is a purpose for those standard grades and rankings and things like that. But in addition to that, we're making it so that you can record all the things that students do and all their interests and all of that along with this standardized information. So if a student gets a license in something, or if they go and they learn something outside of school, in any semi-formalized educational environment, that can be recorded on their student records. The school can become a hub of all learning that students do, and it can accurately record and reflect who students are, and it can take that information and put it alongside with their grade reports and present it to other schools. In addition to that, GAKU Engine is also open source, and a big problem with school management systems right now is that they're pretty much all closed source, and they're very inflexible, and they do education in a very specific way. And that doesn't let schools provide the education or in the format that they might want to provide. So we're making it flexible, we're making it extendable, it's open source. Anybody anywhere can use GAKU Engine without paying any license fees, without doing any of that. People all over the world can become vendors and provide support for GAKU Engine, and modify it and add to it and do as they please. And anything that anybody contributes will make GAKU Engine better for everybody else. Because if you do something in a specific way, in a special way, and you make an extension to make GAKU Engine behave in that way, then somebody else could take that same extension and use it at their school. If somebody can think of a way to further customize the system that we haven't thought of, they can, and they can contribute that, and other schools can use that. They can add extensions, they can modify however they please, and every time somebody extends or modifies it, it will make the system better and more flexible. And there isn't a system like that right now. A lot of students know what they want to do, or they know what they're interested in, and they could have a path in their minds for the future self that they want to be, the job that they want to have, the university that they want to go to get that job, and the things that they should or want to learn to achieve that goal in the future. And that most of the time has nothing to do with a standardized education. If you want to be an engineer and you want to start engineering, if you want to start making things and designing things, middle school history class isn't going to help you with that. They could have been building robots. They could have been building 3D structures and printing them and things like that. And these are actual skills which people use in the workforce. These are things but they're also things that very young people can do. You don't need to be a certified engineer to start building a robot. You can start doing it in grade school. And if you do start doing it in grade school, you'll get better at it from the point that you're in grade school, and that should reflect positively on you. But now it doesn't. It's just you wasting time outside of school, not focusing on getting better grades, which is preposterous, because these are the kind of students, these students who focus on the things that they're interested in are exactly the people that we want in those occupations. And their practical abilities, the things that they're actually able to do, will never be measured by a standardized test. I don't think that focusing on a homogenized education for the future is going to lead to anything new, because any students who do well in a standardized education think along the lines of standardized education. To create things that people haven't thought of yet, you need to have people who think differently, because you won't get anything different from everybody thinking the same. We need to start shifting education into a realm of showing who students are, what they're interested in, what they're good in, and start recognizing students for their future possibilities and for their current ability. We need to stop quantifying students. We need to start qualifying them. And that's really the purpose of GAKU Engine.